How is the twin flame journey misunderstood? And there are a lot of cases where there is good content that is more so a different path and a different way of reaching the goal of the twin flame journey, which is to align to divine love and to pure love and to the true essence of yourself. But then there's also a lot of little nuggets and some pieces of information that can feel confusing, can feel saddening, that can feel misaligned. And oftentimes that is when your system is kind of recalibrating and thinking, do I resonate with this piece of information? And is this what my spiritual journey is kind of nudging me towards? And a few ways that the twin flame journey can be misunderstood is that the common one that I kind of see, and I kind of think of it as the Buddhist wannabes, are twin flame channels that might focus a little bit too much on detachment and a little bit too much on being very indifferent to your twin flame and not wanting your twin flame at all, which can kind of lead people to feel confused, because there is this devotional, almost like this devotional love to your twin, this sacred love for your twin that is incredibly powerful. And the whole point of the twin flame journey is not that we bypass, and it's not that we try to suffocate or snuff out love, right? And so sometimes detachment ideologies can get very heavy into numbing out your emotional feelings, including love, including any kind of form of desire. And what I say on this channel is, you're not here to bypass pain, you're not here to bypass love. You're here to transmute that. You're here to transmute all the yearning, all the craving, all the longing for your twin, and to find what you're looking for in your twin within you. So when you are doing meditation, when you're doing spiritual practice, you are going deep within, diving deep within to yourself, and finding the part of you that is always there, that is always eternal, which is pure love, pure bliss, infinite love, pure consciousness, source, God, whatever you want to call it. And you're finding that within you, and then you are fulfilling yourself as the source. And when you fulfill yourself as the source, you radiate that love. You step into that vibration of love. And that's when your twin flame can arise. That's when your twin flame can orbit around you. And that's not about not caring, because there is a huge amount of compassion and empathy that you will always have for your twin. And there is always that deep love for your twin as well. But the whole gist is that you are feeling, you do get into a space of neutrality with your twin. But that's not the same as trying to focus on numbing out any sadness, any longing, any love for them, and to see them as something completely irrelevant. They are the door to your ascension, and you don't want to treat them as the destination. But they are the door to the room of your true self. So if we're using an analogy, your true self is like this room, this beautiful room of gold. And when you were walking down the hallways, you saw the room closed, and the door was there with a golden doorknob. And that golden doorknob had sparked you, and you said, I'm going to open this, I'm going to see where this goes. And the whole point is that you're supposed to walk through that room, through the door into the room. Your twin flame is reflecting your true self, but you need to enter into the room of gold, because that is that totality of your true self. That is you at your highest, at the highest vibration of love, of bliss, of wholeness. So your twin flame is the doorway to that. But don't forget, they are the door, and the door is important. The door is part of the room. That's what got you in there in the first place. And that door is part of the structure of the room. So what I'm saying is, when you align to pure consciousness, pure love, your twin flame is part of that. I mean, that's why you're going there in the first place, because you're trying to find the place where you both are whole, united, and melted within each other, where your essences are melted and dissolved within each other. Right? So when you get into this formless state that's not the twin flame's body, not the twin flame's mind, but just pure love, you feel at one with them. That's the whole point. That's why you're feeling the pain in the first place. You need to transmute that. You're not here to just say, okay, they're just a useless tool. I'm going to become, a monk, and I'm going to forget about them. It's not quite that. And then sometimes we have, people on the journey who are maybe a little bit more new agey, in the sense of there's a lot of confusing stuff. Like there's spirit guides, and there's karmas that you have to clear, and there's karmic connections that are bubbling here and there that they talk about, and there's whole divine feminine, divine masculine kind of confusion. You need to balance the genders within yourself, and some of them can be helpful. I've seen a channel. I see channels where I don't necessarily agree with the way they lay out their instructions, but as long as the instructions get you to the place of divine love and to pure wholeness, I don't care how you get there, right? So you could be balancing your inner masculine and feminine and reaching divine love that way. But as long as you reach that state of pure love and pure wholeness, I don't really care how you get there, if that makes sense. But on this channel, I think when I present my information, it is one path. And I think it is an effective path, because I found it, after trying many things, to be the most effective, which is, don't worry about masculine, feminine, chakras, blah, blah, blah. Focus on the awareness that you are. If you close your eyes, focus on the space between thoughts. And you can focus on your heart chakra. That the heart chakra is the portal to that. And as you tap into awareness, your heart chakra will get more activated. And you can imagine, light flowing up your chakras. You can imagine light in your heart chakra. You can imagine closing your eyes and seeing the awareness behind the screen. And these are incredible tools. But my point is, sometimes there can be confusion if there's way too much emphasis on chakras, and there's too much emphasis on masculine and feminine energies, because it can get confusing. And it's really important to find something that's simple, but that is profound at the same time. And it's about connecting to source. It's about connecting to divine love. And that actually, it balances your masculine and feminine energy anyways, without having to worry about weird terminologies, And so there's, and then people, maybe the crystal kind of people, or the talks a lot about it brings more concepts and a bit more irrelevant stuff that's not too important. Like spirit guides are, I believe, I mean, I'm not denying spirit guides, but I do think people can get very hung up on it. You can get hung up on tarot. Is another one. You can get hung up on tarot and spend a lot of time endlessly reading tarot, trying to communicate with your spirit guides, trying to channel some crystal to get your twin flame back, and it's not going to work, because you're trying to get your twin flame back, and you're just engaging with duality and with form even more. What you need to do is do whatever connects you to divine love. And if you feel, if I work on every chakra specifically, or if I do a technique like this, hell, you could even tell me, I just do yoga every day and I connect to divine love that way. Good. The whole point is about the state. Are you accessing what you already are, which is pure love, pure wholeness, pure bliss? It's less important the steps to get there, but make sure you stay consistent to the steps that you do choose to take. So if you follow my path, follow it. Don't go wandering off to other people's. If you're on someone else's path, or someone else's set of instruction, follow that path. Stay committed, stay focused, stay centered. You will get there. And there's a few ways to get there, I admit that. I don't think it's one way be all, but it is important, very important. Are you having something that is consistent, that is going to get you to that vision? And your vision needs to be that place where you're in alignment to divine love. The third kind of weird thing is the cults. And there's the Netflix people, there's probably various places that kind of feel culty, and it's very easy when the subject is romantic love, which is romantic love is what is the easiest way to recognize divine love. And because of that, it gets distorted through the mind and through form, and it becomes a drug addiction. It becomes an obsession. It becomes all about getting. It becomes all about, I need to take. I need to have this. And so a lot of people are going to exploit that, of course. Anything that's relationship focused, people are going to exploit that. Anything that's spiritual, people are going to exploit that. And so one of the keys that you have to think about is, am I allowed to be a critical thinker in this space? Am I feeling almost kind of sleepy from this? And this is funny, it's because oftentimes these channels will try to gripe at your emotions and pull at you. Whereas, good channels or people with good intentions, which I think I am, your critical thinking can tell you if I'm not or if I am or not, and you can dip if you want to. But I do try to present things that are calm, that are digestible, that are giving you space to think. And that's not saying this is the only way. That's not saying that you must follow it the way I say it, or putting myself in any form of I'm on this higher pedestal and I'm here to help twin flames and save the world, and we're the 122,000 or whatever that are here meant to raise the vibration of the planet, which is fun. I agree that that collective consciousness is probably trying to shift into a higher vibration. I do think it's just overcomplicated to put this in twin flame stuff, to somehow make it that you're this special group of people that are trying to ascend. There's probably a lot of twin flames journeys that are happening, especially now, and it is special in the sense of this is your spiritual awakening, it's your spiritual ascension, and it is special because your own journey is unique, but this is also something that we're all going through together. We're all experiencing this profound, crazy love, this terrible pain, and trying to find the nature of that we all are, which is we all are at our core pure consciousness, pure love, pure bliss. We're not the mind, we're not the body. And that's a very important part of this journey, is to go beyond our differences and to see where we're similar, where we're the same, where we can unite together, where we can become united together as in the spiritual journey, in the spiritual ascension, with the purpose of going to divine love. And it's a shame that so much of the community is kind of pitted against each other. You get channels saying, this channel sucks, follow me. And this video, ironically, is also a little bit of that. I'm not exempt from it. As a channel, I have to give you a solid path. I have to give you a solid structure. I have to give you a solid ideology. And that will mean saying why I don't think other ideologies may be not helpful. But for me, all I care about is that we all get to that point of pure infinite love. How we get there, if it's through me, if it's through someone else, I don't care. I don't care. I just want people to find wholeness. I want people to find that pure infinite love within themselves, which will magnetize and orbit and cause your twin flame to orbit you, which will cause that divine love and that divine union to take place. I don't want people to just be depressed or, God knows, ending themselves, because that's how intense the pain is without guidance. And that's how much you can love your twin. I want people to be whole and happy and within themselves, not needing anything, and to feel that pure infinite love that they are. And yes, as a side, they'll have a twin. So that's just the goal in this channel, and that's why I kind of wanted to steer clear of any maybe misunderstandings that could come from content that maybe is more confusing. And I acknowledge there's confusing things about this channel too. It is an ideology, and there is things that I might find hard to fully explain in depth. But I am trying to keep it as digestible as I can, especially as I'm working along and I'm rewatching videos and I'm thinking, okay, we can make this a little bit more easy to understand.